My understanding is that they had a bunch of hotels. They sold a bunch of them off. They have about an $80-ish million loss on their books that they would able to write off the first $80 million of profit. And they said, look, we're going to hold one hotel. We got a little bit of operating profit coming from that. And then we're going to basically go run the MicroStrategy playbook, but we're going to do it in Japan. And so why is Japan interesting? Japan's got a very, very attractive lending market. And so they're able to borrow at super low rates. And then because they're doing things in yen, now all of a sudden you introduce this FX arb between the dollar and yen, the yen and Bitcoin. And so you start to play this game of like high finance where everyone starts to try to get smart. And so the real secret of Wall Street is for the average investor, they just throw their hands up and say, hey, whatever, I'm not going to try to outperform a hedge fund. But there are a lot of hedge funds that make a lot of money. Right. And so now what we're seeing is that type of financial engineering is coming to the balance sheets of public companies. Some of them will work, some of them won't. But the nice thing is that if you can just issue equity or issue debt, you can also participate and do the same thing MicroStrategy is doing. And what are a lot of people going to do as investors in the public market? MicroStrategy went up X%. Oh, you're a random company. You're going to start doing this? I'm going to throw it in here. Maybe I could get that same percentage return. Now, the question is, does the higher premium go to you as a younger company, smaller company, et cetera, with a lesser known brand? Or does the higher premium go to a MicroStrategy? There's debate on both sides. Maybe the premium is the same. We just don't know yet. But I do think that it's not that no one else can do it. I think everyone is thinking, should I do this? I just saw the CEO of Rumble, a publicly traded company. He tweeted out, he said, should we put Bitcoin on our balance sheet? Right? And guess what? Bitcoiners are going to Bitcoin. They immediately got in the comments, hell yeah. Michael Saylor responded, right? It's just, let's go. And so again, could this strategy backfire? I'm sure there's critics out there with many different arguments as to how it could backfire. Anytime that an asset trades at a high premium to its net asset value, there are a lot of people, value investors saying, hey, hold on a second here, this could be dangerous. But I do think that there are probably much cleaner kind of things going on when it's just Bitcoin on the balance sheet than many, many companies that are zombie companies or doing all kinds of crazy stuff on their balance sheet. This is basically, I issue something that I think is going to, that I can create around the equity and the debt, and I'm going to buy something that no one can create. So if you think of it that way, I'm going to issue something that's abundant to buy something that's scarce. You ain't got to be Albert Einstein to figure out that's a pretty good trade.
Yeah, that when you put it that way, it makes a great story for sure. And I don't think MicroStrategy is going to lose its books or value anytime soon. I did see an interview with Michael Saylor, and he was telling Patrick Bet-David that if he was in a room with Warren Buffett for an hour, he could convince him to put some of his $300 billion in cash into Bitcoin, even though Buffett's been a long time, pretty much anti-crypto guy. And I thought that was pretty, it's funny.
That's what I would say too, but I don't know. Buffett doesn't really seem that interested. So, there's probably a lot of people that all these different Bitcoiners have been in the room with for an hour and they didn't buy Bitcoin. So let's see. Hopefully, somebody gets that audience and see if they can convince Buffett. That would be the trophy, right? Is there's a lot of things that Bitcoiners have accomplished that people point to and say, oh, this person did this person did that. But the person that orange pills Warren Buffett's going to be pretty well known.
Be the legend. So something I read this week, there was a article in The Atlantic by Annie Lowry, and she described crypto, sports betting, betting markets, meme trading, all this together. She called it the bro economy.